Lorena's here and we're going to be cooking a beautiful chicken dish today.
Yes, Justine, this is called a creamy Tuscan chicken bake, otherwise known as marry me chicken, because when you make this for your partner, it is so delicious, they're just going to want to marry you if they're not married already.
All right, you have my attention and there's a few people out there you've got their attention too.
Make this at home.
Fantastic.
So we're starting off with some chicken breast because what we're going to do is fry it up on the stovetop, and then with this handy little handle, we're going to finish it off in the oven, so then it's going to cook really nice and evenly. So the first thing we want to do is salt and pepper our chicken breast.
So this is going to feed 4 people for this recipe.
Yeah, or even more. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lot of chicken breast.
It
So
is,
that
isn't
it's,
it?
again, great for leftovers or meal prepping. I just love making one meal and it going further.
Absolutely.
So we've got some salt and now some pepper.
Yeah, you're an expert with this because you've got a whole family of
Yes.
hungry teenagers.
They really are hungry, and I've got girls, and let me tell you, they like to eat. So it's always important to have some food in the fridge.
Yeah, I'm
Good food.
all for cooking and making big batches, and you've got 2 dinners or a dinner and a lunch the next day. It's smart cooking.
Yeah, so I've put some olive oil in there. That pan's nice and hot. So we're just going to brown that on both sides. Listen to that sizzle. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, with chicken breast, it's quite plain, so you need to give it lots of caramelisation, lots of flavours for it to shine. So good caramelisation is what
And
we're
it's
after.
important to get that pan nice and hot because that's actually going to seal in the colour and the flavour, and the inside will be really nice and moist and juicy, so it's just going to be beautiful. Justine, would you mind please cutting up the onions nice and finely?
Slice?
Yeah, sliced. I like to do everything very rustic, and because it's a Tuscan chicken, yeah, you don't have to be gentle or detailed with it, just slice away.
So, Lorena, was this the dish that you cooked for your husband way back in the days?
Actually, mine was a 3-hour slow-cooked ossobuco,
Oh, equally as delicious.
and that's what got me the ticket from Canada to Australia.
There you go. So we're all taking notes on this. Let's have a look at this chicken.
All right, let's flip that over. Beautiful colour, absolutely beautiful colour. And this is what's going to seal the outside and keep that inside nice and moist. Look at that. And it's all evenly coloured end to end. All right, so that's really nicely done on both sides now. I'm just going to pop that on a plate. We're going to remove the chicken, and then we're going to fry everything else, and then we're going to add our chicken back to the pan, and then it's going to go into the oven to finish cooking.
All right, so onions in.
Onions in,
A little bit more oil.
a little bit more oil. Beautiful. So we're just going to saute the onions. Oh, I love the smell of fried
I
onions.
know, right? Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to add our garlic. Now we're going to add our tomato paste.
Okay.
A little teaspoon of tomato paste.
Tomato paste is great because not only going to give great flavour, but it also thickens up the sauce later on too.
It does. It thickens it. I love the colour too. It really intensifies the colour a little bit. Traditionally, this recipe is made with a lot of cream, but I've substituted more, stock and wine just to make it a bit lighter. So you still have that creaminess, but it's just a little bit better for you. All right, so those are nice and sautéed. And now we're going to add our spices.
Okay.
So I've got some dried oregano and some dried thyme. Thyme goes really nicely with chicken. If you've got fresh, you can do fresh, of course.
Yeah, I actually really like that you've used some dried herbs because it's not one of those things that you always have some fresh
that's right.
oregano or fresh thyme, but you always tend to have some dried herbs on standby, which means you can make a recipe like this quite easily.
Absolutely. This is one of these recipes, Justine, that's really quite versatile and easy to do. So if you've got, we always have a jar of sun-dried tomatoes or some cream in the fridge, so you can really put something together that's really quite delicious. So that's looking beautiful. So now I'm going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of white wine.
Okay.
So that goes in. I love that. I'm going to give it a bit of facial.
Where are you, Lorena? I can't see you.
Okay, and now some beautiful stock. So again, this lightens it a little bit. And then it's just a matter of adding the rest of the ingredients, Justine. So just some beautiful semi-dried tomatoes. Here you can use sun-dried tomatoes. This adds a real lovely, intense tomato flavour. And I've left them whole, but you can, slice them up if you like.
Okay.
I'd like to have the oil in there too. Can we do the oil?
Oh, absolutely.
Now just the spinach. So we're going to wilt the spinach. And then we're going to add the cream, return the chicken to the pan, and then it's going to go into the oven for about 10-15 minutes at 180 degrees.
Too easy. Good luck.
Delicious.
doesn't this look delightful?
It is delicious.
And that little bit of parmesan that we sprinkled over the chicken before we placed it in the oven has made a difference because it's almost become like
Beautiful crust.
Yeah, cheesy crackling. Very nice.
Cheesy crackling, I like that. So please do the honors and slice that up for us, and then I'm going to drizzle a little bit of sauce
Sure.
on the bowl and then on the top. So we've got 4 beautiful pieces of chicken breast here, but
Right.
that will go a long way. Once Justine starts slicing it, you'll see, you know, this could easily feed 6 people with a little bit of mash or rice. Absolutely beautiful.
I'm just having a look at this sauce. It's not too thick, not too thin.
Nice, again, high vegetable content in that. You've got your protein. Oh, and look at that, that's absolutely beautiful. So again, it's nice and tender in the middle because we've actually sauteed that first on the stovetop. We've sealed in all that beautiful flavor and color.
I'm going to take these centre cut medallions and just pop that on there.
Oh, that looks beautiful. Look how tender that looks. And now I'm just going to finish that off with a little bit more sauce. And of course, Justine, if you can put a little bit of parsley on that. Let's put a tomato. There you go.
On it goes.
And that is how we make beautiful, creamy Tuscan chicken, also known as Marry Me Chicken. Very delicious. So please have a taste and tell me what you think.
Oh, I'm going to have this little piece here, like the end bit. And I have to put it in that
Yes, please.
creamy sauce.
Very nice creamy sauce. Will you marry me?
Lorena, I will marry you. Delightful chicken, thank you.
My pleasure.